The views and opinions expressed by the host do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of those from V81 Radio Management. Furthermore, the views and opinions expressed by the guests and the listeners of this program do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the host, the co-anchor, its staff, and the management of V81 Radio.
Kung kailangan mo ng maaasahan, may tatag na matatakbuhan. Ang pangarap ay may katuparan, ikaw ay paglilingkuran. Madrid Cross ay may payong kailangan, nang ang Amerika ay mapuntahan. Abogadang kay daling lapitan, abot kamay sito ka man. Madrid Cross ang siyang susi sa pangarap, pagtulong laging laan sa lahat. Madrid Cross ang siyang liwanag ng bukas, may pag-asang pagkaganap. Madrid Cross ang siyang tungkol sa problema, Madrid Cross ay subukan talaga. Gawing tulay ang batas sa pag-asa, sa Madrid Cross magkonsulta. Madrid Cross ay may payong kailangan, nang ang Amerika ay mapuntahan. Abogadang kay daling lapitan, abot kamay sino ka man. Ang Madrid Cross, tulay sa pag-asa sa Amerika.
And you are listening to V81 Radio. Good morning! Good Saturday morning po sa mga kababayan natin dito sa Amerika. And good Sunday early morning sa Pilipinas. And good Monday morning po sa ating mga kababayan nakikinig sa replay sa Pilipinas. This is your US Visa Law News and FAQs. Ako po si Gio. And of course, ang ating pong co-host again, ating batikang abogado from Chicago. Let's all welcome is Attorney Maricar Madrid Cross. Hello, Attorney.
Good morning, Gio. And how are you?
I'm doing good. Spring. Medyo ano na dito.
Oo nga. And magandang umaga sa ating mga kababayan sa Amerika, and also magandang gabi at magandang araw sa ating mga kababayan na nasa iba't ibang bansa, no?
Mm-hmm. Spring break na. Nasa ano na.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot of activities going on, and as summer comes along, di ba?
Mm-hmm.
Merong Asian Heritage Month in May, tapos meron din celebration for the Philippine independence, and before you know it's already 4th of July.
Correct. Oo, the Philippine independence on June 12 and 4th of July, magkasunod.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, in between that, ang aking anniversary ng aking law office.
Yun talaga. Parang ang bilis talaga ng takbo, kailan lang tayo naalala ko pa nung last year. It was I think dun sa mga months na yun na nakausap natin si Mikey Bustos yata.
Yes.
That was last year. Dun din malapit din sa months ng sa anniversary month ninyo. So parang kailan lang.
That's close to his birthday also, which is June 23.
Oh, nako, ayan. And congratulations, he has a may song siya, 'di ba, for Madrid Cross Law Group. That was
yung Barangay OFW.
Ayun, Barangay OFW. Ayan. So,
and when I was in Manila, nagkaroon din siya ng tinatawag niyang vlog.
Yun.
Video vlog.
Ayan. And of course, syempre tayo ay not only audio, napapanood din tayo, makikita din tayo sa YouTube. So, we're doing also parang vlog na rin, parang teleradyo ang dating.
Teleradyo.
Yeah, not only audio but also video. Okay, so ano bang nangyari ng attorney sa ating mundo? Naku, marami ng news.
Happening in the immigration arena. No?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So, as a matter of fact, that was just yesterday, nung nagkaroon ng National Day of Action ng American Immigration Lawyers Association So, every year, may mga nagpupunta sa Senate and House of Representatives to speak to the legislators to try to come up with legislation na favorable sa ating mga immigrants. I mean, this is especially the time to, talk to the legislators and inculcate some sense of reasonableness in the immigration field. Kasi to balance off the aggressive stance of the administration. Diba? So, I mean, hindi naman pwedeng maging masyadong dictatorial or masyadong strong ang mga policies such that, people are put in a very, very bad situation. And it actually impacts yung mga Americans din. Alam mo na, maraming mga immigrants dyan or those who are not authorized to be here na may mga kamag-anak din or immediate relatives ng U.S. citizens. It's really just unfortunate pag nagkawatak-watak yung family.
Correct. Parang un-American nga daw, di ba? Ang sabi. Instead of building and then connecting families, syempre, pinapaano mo pa sila. And then, ang dami ko nabasa din ng mga, yung mga walang criminal records pero na-report, yung mga ganun mga stories. So, very heartbreaking especially sa situation ng family. May mga naiwang anak dito, nagkahiwalay, iba 20 years na, 5 years, 7 years. So, and then one classic example, I think yata, yung very publicized and na feature pa ng yung sa social media din, yung sa Mexico na I think Guadalupe ang name niya, parang ganon. So walang di silang nagawa kasi although nagkaroon pa sila ng rally doon o nagtipon-tipon lahat ng mga friends ng biktima, still na-deport pa rin siya.
And I'm also trying to help someone who's been in detention for quite some time already. And so this is a crime na nangyari like 20 years ago or 19 years ago. And it's coming back to haunt the individual. And it's really a heartbreaking situation kasi isang maliit na bagay lang o na just one crime na hindi naman masyadong malaki ang impact sa society. And as a matter of fact, siya lang mismong it didn't impact anybody talaga. And eto ngayon, I'm fighting to see to it that she stays here. And we have a big hearing next week.
Oh, wow. So, good luck.
Hopefully we'll be able to help her.
Hopefully,
I'm trying my best.
Yeah. Kasi maraming confused din kasi sa yun nga ang sabi ni President Trump na to get rid of the bad guys. So ibig sabihin those na may mga criminal records, gang members. So yun, and then may nababalitaan na lang na detain and then pinauwi without due process, na wala namang criminal records, and then maraming mga debate at saka maraming nagkakagulo minsan kung totoo ba yun, is it a fake news or what, so
pero the bottom line is I think we should tell our kababayans na huwag matakot, first of all.
Yeah.
To stay calm, and then but at the same time try to see to it that they do not leave any stone unturned para maprotektahan ang kanilang mga ang kanilang mga rights, at saka yung kanilang long period of time na nandito na sila at na they consider this place home. So try to find all sorts of ways para makapag-stay at and be with your families. That's exactly what I'm trying to do with this client of mine. As a matter of fact, sa Sunday pupuntahan ko siya 7 hours away from Chicago. walang plane na pupunta doon.
So drive talaga.
So kailangan mag-drive.
Mag-drive, nako.
Oo. Pero kasi I just feel so passionate about this situation because hindi dapat ganun. I mean, ang isang tao may pagkakamali, hindi dapat, that should not be the end of it all.
Yeah.
Diba? There's always forgiveness.
Exactly. Correct. Nasa Bible, di ba? Nasa Bible din. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, mamaya din, we have questions from our listeners. Bibigyan din ng kasagutan yan mamaya ni Attorney Maricar Madrid-Cross as we go along with the program. Again, to those listening, you can send your questions to questions@madridcross.com or sa ating pong V81 radio page. Sa mga nakikinig po sa ating mobile app and then to those na nag-download na, nabalitaan natin itong the PhilAm group of Stanislaus dito sa California, dito sa Central Valley, yung Stanislaus County, ang dami ko dito, Stockton, Modesto, Merced, Turlock, ang daming nag-tune in na ngayon, because they downloaded the app. So, thank you so much. Okay, so, Attorney, nakita ko yung mga post mo, no? Yung mga, yung picture mo with Lloyd and Nicolas, Lewis.
True. Yeah, well, that was at the Harvard Club. Because, as you know, yung kanyang husband was a graduate of the Harvard Law School. Unfortunately, he died early at the age of 50. Brain cancer. Yun. And so he was one of the biggest, I believe he's the biggest contributor to, or donor to the law school. So, meron siyang portraits sa Harvard clubs in New York.
Nice. Okay.
And the night before that, I went to see a play, and the actress is the daughter of Loida, Nicolas Lewis, and it was The Miracle in Rwanda, and it's also a play to help the Safe Passage project of the New York Law School. Itong program na ito is really meant to help yung mga refugees para magkaroon ng way to protect them.
Speaking of refugees, napaka lungkot na balita nito lang yung nangyari sa Syria about that chemical attack,
Yeah, that's true.
So,
so they should be dapat yung mga yung mga innocent victims dapat kupin natin at sila ay nangangailangan ng tulong. Pero at the same time, syempre, we have to be very serious also about security.
Yes.
Hindi natin alam din. Importante rin na that should be well scrutinized.
Tama. And I'm sure maraming mga process niyan bago dapat kailangan nilang i-scrutinize nga, sabi mo, na mabuti. That may cause harm also kung baka yan ang pagsimulan ng gulo na naman, or so it's better na although it's tulong, but of course cautious din siguro yung ating ang US government sa mga refugees.
We have to take care of ourselves in order to be able to take care of others. Kumbaga.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So any attorney, any updates din sa law firm within the before we take a short break and then go to our Q&A portion na? Anything you want to add also? Events na nangyari and mangyayari pa?
Marami pa. a lot of events in the pipeline. No? I think it's better to do it during the springtime and when it's getting warmer. So dito sa Chicago, we'll be doing outreach projects in different churches and not-for-profit organizations. At the same time, we will be participating in the Philippine Fiesta in New Jersey. That's the Philippine Fiesta in America, they call it. That's the first and it's a huge event. So marami pa silang mga artistang kinukuha from the Philippines para mag-perform sa ating mga kababayan.
Kailan yun, attorney? Do you know?
That's August 13. That's a Saturday. So
okay.
It's the second Saturday of August. Saturday and Sunday. Yon.
Okay.
So, yeah. Tapos, of course, October, Filipino History Month. Siyempre, active din tayo dyan.
Oo naman. Oo. Kung saan nang may Pinoy events, andun din ang Madrid Cross Law Group, ano? And then, of course, ang V81 Radio.
Yeah, that's true. Para makatulong sa ating mga kababayan. We just have to be available and accessible.
Yun. Okay. When we come back, we have several questions dito na nakahanda, and then sasagutin ni Attorney Maricar Madrid Cross. Again, dun sa mga nakikinig po sa atin via website or mobile app or on Facebook, because mapapakinggan din tayo sa Facebook. If you like the page, on the left side ng inyong ng page, you will see a tab na listen live or listen now. So once you click that, mapapakinggan ang ating program by just liking the page and using your laptop or your PC. Okay, so we'll take
At pagbalik din natin, may mga news din.
Oh, yun. Yun, ayan. Updates tayo on news. All of that, marami tayo pag-uusapan. Pag-uusapan. Dito lamang yan sa US Visa Law News and FAQs. Again, sa mga first time na nakinig, this is happening every Saturday, alas 9 ng umaga, Pacific Time, 11 Central, and then 12 p.m. or 12 noon Eastern Time. Okay, so Attorney and I will be back. Stay tuned. This is V81 Radio's US Visa Law News and FAQs.
California's all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. You're on V81 Radio.
US Visa Law News and FAQs with Attorney Maricar Madrid Cross on V81 Radio. Comprehensive Immigration Solutions.
Ano ba yung DACA? And matutulungan niyo kaya yung aking dalawang anak?
Paano po yun? Attorney, may tourist visa sa...
Pumasok po ako dito as K1 visa. So, naka-conditional green card status po ako.
Mga dapat yung malaman tungkol sa iba't ibang US immigration law.
Now, pag na-reach na yung priority date ng isang visa applicant, mag-aksyon ka agad. Derivative beneficiarying spouse at saka yung mga children who are below 21.
Kasama ang batikang US immigration lawyer mula Chicago.
You can send me an email to mc@madridcrossed.com. Ang aking toll-free number is 888-466-4478.
US Visa Law News and FAQs. Tutukan bawat Sabado, 11 a.m. Central, 9 a.m. Pacific, and 12 noon Eastern Time. With replays every Monday, 9 a.m. Philippine Time. US Visa Law News and FAQs with Attorney Maricar Madrid Cross. Exclusively on V81 Radio.
Tandaan, our inspiration is your success.
Get ready for the weekend. Hit after hit. Mapa 80s.
Wake me up before you go.
On 90s.
Start right now, thank you.
Christian music.
I'd be packing my bag when
And your favorite Billboard hits. All Hits Weekend. All Hits Weekend. Dito lang yan on your All Hits Internet Radio Station. V81 Radio. Mas marami kayong dahilan upang makinig sa inyong All Hits Weekend. Mga makabuluhang programa na hitik sa mga bagong impormasyon. Hosted by well-known speakers, advocates, and advisors. Palalawakin nila ang ating kaalaman patungkol sa kalusugan, the latest in technology, business and finance, entrepreneurship, taxation, and immigration services. Abangan ang lahat ng yan tuwing Sabado, exclusively on V81 Radio.
California's all hits, all Pinoy internet radio station. You're on V81 Radio.
US Visa Law News and FAQs with Attorney Maricar Madrid Cross on V81 Radio. And we're back right here sa inyo pong US Visa Law News and FAQ, still with your host, Gio. Ako po yan, Papa Gio. And then, ang ating pong magaling na abogado from the Madrid Cross Law Group na si Attorney Maricar Madrid Cross. We're back, Attorney.
Hi, Gio. Thank you so much. So, let's go and answer all those questions, huh?
Okay, maraming salamat again for sending your questions. Ito, let's have our first question, Q&A portion na tayo from the Philippines. Sabi ni Farah, Hi, Attorney Cross. I saw in the news recently na isang Pinoy na na-deport from US. Wala siyang criminal record pero na-deport pa rin dahil nag-overstay. My question is, makakabalik ka pa ba if you overstayed your visa? And if yes, ano kaya ang possible questions ng US Embassy if ever you will apply again a visa? Baka pahihirapan ka lang nila. Salamat po sa pagsagot ng aking tanong.
Okay. Thank you, Farah, for your question. I'm sure maraming magkikinabang sa ating mga Q&A. So, well, ang overstay kahit isang araw ay isang reason para you are placed in you are deportable. I mean, that's a violation. No? Hindi lang crime ang basis ng deportation. Maraming iba't ibang klaseng mga grounds for deportation, including overstaying. And other grounds are misrepresentation, fraud, yung mga there are various aggravated crimes aggravated felonies that would result in deportation. Yung mga crime involving moral turpitude, yung mga those that are so base, yung mga ganun ba, na it's napaka-low ng morality. So those types of situations could lead to deportation. Also, there are other things like defrauding the government, those kinds of things, especially kung lampas ng $10,000 yung amount ng fraud or extent ng fraud. So, going back to your question, kung makakabalik ka pa ba kung nag-overstay ka, well, definitely, there's a possibility to come back. Pero just remember, even one day of overstay could result in the automatic revocation of one's visa or multiple entry visa. So that's why iingatan ang mga visas ninyo such that hindi kayo mag-overstay. But again, kung ang question whether makakabalik kung nag-overstay kung less than 180 days yung overstay, you can easily go back to the US Embassy and reapply for a visa. Syempre, depende kung ano yung mga sagot mo. I mean, you just have to be very upfront with the previous overstay. I mean, just being honest and upfront with that information is important. And then also, kailangan sabihin sa kanila kung anong reason kung bakit ka pupunta sa Amerika. At the same time, you should be able to show that there are strong connections to the country of origin such that you will be compelled to go back. Ganon. So, that would be, yun yung pinaka-importanteng factor is that you'll be able to go back and not overstay again. So, anyway, kung lumampas na ng 180 days yung overstay, ibig sabihin lampas ng 6 months. Tapos, bumalik sa atin, you'll be barred for coming back for 3 years. Or kung overstay is 1 year or more, ang bar, you'll not be able to come back for 10 years.
For now, 10 years.
Hindi naman porket barred for 3 years or 10 years ay hindi na makakabalik for that. Yeah, you don't necessarily have to wait for that full amount of time if you're able to apply for a waiver.
Waiver.
Kailangan mag-apply ng waiver of the 3-year or 10-year bar. So,
yung waiver na yan, attorney, doon nila mismo, saan nila i-apply yan? Doon mismo sa embassy sa Philippines?
Kailangan approve yung waiver muna. Yes, we have to file the application for the waiver. Actually, fina-file yung waiver dito sa US. Kasi that way, mas uniform yung tawag ito, yung adjudication of those types of waivers.
Mm-hmm.
So, that has to be approved bago mabigyan ulit ng panibagong visa.
Oh, okay. So, pag ano siya, so, pwede siyang, bago siya umuwi, muna ng waiver, parang ganon?
That's a different waiver altogether.
Oh, okay.
I was just assuming na nasa Pilipinas na siya, di ba? Kasi na-deport siya.
Mm-hmm.
So, nag-overstay. And so, kakailanganin niyang mag-apply. Well, pag nag-apply siya ng non-immigrant visa, kakailangan niyang i-waive yung 3-year or
10-year bar. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
So then, now, na-mention ni Farah dito yung walang criminal record, pero assuming merong criminal record, tapos na-deport, now, there's still a possibility na makapag-apply ng waiver after being deported.
Even may criminal record.
Right. Oo, pwede pa rin. I mean, there are certain crimes na that are not waivable, ha? Pero, assuming waivable yung crime, pwede pa rin mag-file ng waiver. At the same time, kakailanganing mag-file ng 212 waiver to seek permission to re-enter the United States even before mag-lapse yung amount of time that one is barred from returning to the United States.
Before mag-lapse, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yun. So, there's still a possibility for a waiver, pero importanteng merong qualifying relative, spouse, or parent who's a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, and kailangan ipakita yung hardship on their part para maging successful yung waiver.
So, hindi siya, parang hindi mo siya masasabing guarantee na pag sinabing, okay, sige, kuha tayo ng waiver, may chance na parang So, dapat ma-approve and then syempre isuscrutinize pa yan nila bago mabigyan ulit ng panibagong visa.
Yeah. In other words, discretionary yung waiver. So, you have to convince the adjudicator na dapat i-grant yung waiver sa'yo para yung hadlang mawawala.
Mawawala. Okay. Alright. So, nasa na yan? Nasa applicant na, no?
Tsaka nasa abogado na.
Nasa abogado na rin. Yeah.
Siyempre, we have to work with the applicant. We tell them, ito yung mga kailangan in order to be able to meet yung provision of the law, yung requirements ng Code of Federal Regulation. That way, if we meet all those requirements, malaki yung chances na mag-grant yung waiver. Now, ang responsibility naman ng applicant is to be able to submit yung mga documents na makakapag-prove na dapat mabigyan sila ng waiver.
At saka makabalik dito for a reason, valid reason.
Yeah. So, pag na-deport ang isang tao, I mean, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, kailangan magkonsulta rin and make sure na merong, tingnan din kung ano yung mga possibilities. So, laging huwag mawawala ng pag-asa.
Okay. Yan, kaya sulong lang. Go lang. Laban lang.
Try to look for opportunities, di ba?
Yeah.
Huwag mag-give up ka agad.
Yes. Kaya, di ba? Yeah. Alright. So, thank you, Farah. I hope that was clear. And if you have further questions, si Attorney Maricar Madrid-Cross talagang pwedeng mong i-reach out. Email her or contact her or di kaya send us a private message sa ating Facebook.
At saka just one thing that I need to emphasize is walang one size fits all. Kumaga, kailangan ilabas lahat yung mga information na kakailanganin ng isang abogado para makatulong sa inyo ng mas mabuti. Oo.
Yeah. Para matulungan din sila na lalong ma-convince or maniwala or ano, how do you call, yung parang, yung sinabi mo hardship, ano, para talagang ma-support ng, with documents, and then, of course, andyan nga, that's what immigration lawyers do, ano.
At saka yung mga minutest details sa mga, malay mo yun yung turning point.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So thank you, Farah, for your question. Another question, ang nakalagay lang dito, anonymous, so wala siyang name na nilagay, no? So we respect that. Ang kanyang tanong naman dito, and I hope this is a question also that applies to everybody na may H-1B, ano? Sabi dito, I'm working on an H-1B visa with employer. After termination of job from employer A, how long is my H-1B visa be valid? I heard 60 days grace period na meron daw. Is it true? If employer A revoke my H-1B, also is it still valid? Any legal issues there? Please help.
Okay. Well, as soon as ma-terminate yung H-1B, wala na kayong status talaga. You just have to leave as soon as possible. Walang tinatawag na grace period of 60 days. There's an informal 10-day period na yung parang during that period of time, it's reasonable for one to put their things together.
Makauwi.
Departure, ganon. Pero walang tinatawag na formal grace period. Yeah, so wag maging complacent. Kasi I think yung 60 days na ito, siguro it's being confused with the 60 days na grace period para sa mga students who are graduating, na katatapos lang ng optional practical training, and they have 60 days within which to leave. Do not confuse the H-1B with the F-1 visa grace period.
Siguro, ano? Yeah.
So, yun.
Buti nagtanong siya.
Ang question dito is, if employer A revokes yung H-1B, is it still valid? So, from the very word of it, yung revocation, it means to say they're taking back yung H-1B. It may take a little bit of time for immigration to respond and acknowledge yung revocation ng H-1B. Pero the moment you're not working for the H-1B petitioner, ibig sabihin nun, wala ka ng status. So, the only way to maintain yung H-1B status is really to work for the petitioner.
Ayun.
So, I'm not sure about yung question tungkol sa any legal issues here.
Yeah.
Diba? I mean, of course, there's a lot of legal issues tungkol sa H-1B.
Yeah.
And talking about that, yung recent news, talagang naghihigpit na ang Department of Labor to identify immigration fraud. At the same time, yung administration is really hard on H-1Bs. So, especially sa mga technology companies, dahil I think maraming mga yung mga fraudulent situations, or basta they're not very much into complying with the requirements of the H-1B visa. Kasi nga, karamihan nito mga contractual na work, diba?
Yeah. So, mali itong buti nagtanong siya, no? Kung sino naman. Kasi, ayun, ito na naman ulit, haka-haka. Akala niya, I heard 60 days grace period is there. So, hindi siya totoo, ano? Kaya sabi ni attorney, don't be confused dun sa student, yung sa F1 visa, right?
So, ang immigration law talaga napaka-complex. And so, that's why we're encouraging, I don't know, I hope huwag kayong magsasawa sa laging paulit-ulit na sinasabi ko na kailangan magtanong sa mga abogado who are authorized to practice immigration law. So, yes, there are a lot of lawyers out there, pero kasi iba-iba yung mga focus ng mga lawyers Parang doktor, di ba?
Different areas,
So,
different focus. Yeah.
So, immigration law is really a complex thing. And palaging paiba-iba yung mga, I mean, it's constantly changing because of policy memoranda. So, sometimes policy, sometimes just procedural matters, ganun. So, talagang you have to be really on the lookout. Even forms, yung mga forms nagbabago.
Yeah, nagbabago, tama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and of course,
December
fees.
23, di ba?
Yeah,
nagbago yung mga forms. Ganun.
And even the fees, nagbabago.
Yes,
Nag-i-increase.
pataas
ng pataas.
Oo. Yeah. So, like, ngayon, yung mga employment-based applications for adjustment of status, meron ng tinatawag na yung I-485J. So, kailangan makompleto yun bago ma-adjudicate yung employment-based immigration. Yeah. At the same, ngayon, meron ding bagong form para sa mga petitions ng mga spouses ng US citizen. And meron tinatawag na Form I-130A. Kaya, dapat be very, very, mindful of all these changes.
Of course, malalaman din naman nila yan if they go to the website, di ba, attorney? Forms are naman doon updated naman doon if they download the forms.
Yeah,
right?
That's true. Pero yung mga additional forms, just like yung Form 485J, yung Form I-130A, more likely than not, a layman would not know that at the very beginning. Of course, through time, malalaman din na, kailangan pala yung mga additional forms na yan.
Okay, so good thing kung sino man siya, ito ang nagpadala na nagtanong ka sa isang attorney kay Attorney Maricar Madrid Cross, and not just doing it all by yourself and then mag-assume na ay siguro tama ito. So hindi pala tama. Hindi tama.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay, so thank you. Kung si Anonymous, yun kanina naka dito, ayaw niya yung pangalan ng kanya sarili, but thank you for listening and thank you for sending in your questions. Okay, so we will have more questions next week sa ating pong program. But in the meantime, Attorney, may mga immigration news and updates tayo on your end.
Yeah, but at the same time, I wanted to bring up also some other questions that I came across with.
Sige, sure, go ahead.
Meron isang nagtanong sa akin, mag-travel siya, with the green card. So I think it's in conjunction with the Trump effect.
Yes, eto na.
Also, medyo at least nag-die down na, I think.
I think so, yeah.
Kasi wala na masyadong mga nagtatanong na opposites. Well, marami pa rin. I mean, there's always the Trump coming up. It's like, actually, I'm sick and tired of the name.
Kaya ang tanong, may mga nagtatanong na nga kung kailan daw siya may impeach. Yeah. But, sige, so, sige, Attorney, actually,
so, tatanong siya. Pupunta daw siya sa Europe and then, pagbalik baka mamaya hindi makabalik. Yung ganun ba?
Okay.
So,
okay.
I mean, it doesn't matter. Yung fear spans a different kinds of populations, whether yung mga masyadong educated or yung mga hindi masyadong nakapag-aral. Natakot. They're always thinking of Trump.
Yeah.
Pero at least hindi masyadong madaming natatakot, no? But still may mga iba na iba-ibang reaction. Yeah. May mga ibang takot pa rin.
Yeah.
Wag matakot.
Hindi pa rin nawawala sa isip ng syempre kung nino man about those kasi alam mo baka bigla na namang andyan na naman yung travel ban, but yun nga, about yun, attorney, do you know the update na ba kung kasi di ba nag-blinak ng isang abogado, yung ruling na yon, and then parang in-extend yata. So ano kaya magiging makakalimutan lang na ba yon, or would they make another revision of the travel ban na naman ulit?
Ay nako, I hope not. I mean, there's
try and try.
Mas marami pang mga more important
issues,
things that need to be attended to.
Yeah.
Diba?
Mm-hmm. And even the wall.
There's a lot of things happening in this world.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Na hindi lang yung immigration, hindi lang yung trying to protect ourselves. I think we should be mindful of things that are happening in our country. I mean, dapat magkaroon ng jobs, dapat magkaroon ng, at the same time, we have to build our relationships also with the outside world, ibang countries. Ganun.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then,
by the way,
sige.
I think I just read na masyadong sluggish yung job creation at this time. So, di ba sabi doon, 8 jobs for America?
Yeah, and then making America great again, and then what do you think na ganun, attorney? Anong effect kaya na? Is it the Trump effect?
Well, maybe people are afraid to spend a lot of money or something like that to hire people. Maybe they're parang wait and see or something like that.
Wait and see.
We don't know.
Yeah. And even the parang nag-die down na rin yung issue about building a wall, a border wall.
The wall?
The wall, So,
well, it's still there. I mean, it's still being fought. So, I think they should not be focusing their energies in building a wall. Parang napakagastos. I mean, a lot of other social services are being cut in order to preserve funds to build the wall. So, I think a lot of supporters are having buyer's remorse.
And then nabasa ko rin nito lang actually sa that California ay nagpasa na ng para gawing isang sanctuary state ang California. So yun na rin sila doon siguro dahil nga sa mga moves ni President Trump.
As a matter of fact, the Chief Justice of California, who's a Filipina, di ba? Wrote a letter to Jeff Sessions.
Yeah,
about the impact of their policies on immigration, and that she's criticizing their policies. So that's good. Kudos sa inyong sa inyong Chief Justice.
Sa mga Californians dito.
At least we know that there's someone who would fight for you.
Yes, tama. Kasi parang may meron na naman, alam mo naman si Trump may mahilig siyang maggawa ng mga names. Parang I can't recall kung anong tawag yun sa California, parang may term siya na tinawag ang California daw parang I don't know, hindi ko na maalala, but di ba gano'n naman siya, may mga bad hombres, bad guys, yung mga gano'n siya. So and then of course doon niya sa Twitter na naman sinasabi ang kanyang mga plano and achievements. So
yeah, that's true. So, I mean, yes, sabi dito, yung Attorney General Jeff Sessions and Secretary Kelly, kasi fired back at the California Chief Justice, who asked the officials in March to halt the stalking and arrests of unauthorized immigrants in the state's courthouse. Kasi I think maraming mga ICE agents that are in the area trying to arrest yung mga those who are convicted of crimes.
Convicted of crimes.
For unauthorized immigrants.
Mhm.
So ang sabi ng Chief Justice ninyo is characterization of federal law enforcement is particularly troubling. Yan ang kanyang terminology. Or it's troubling.
Okay. Alright, so ang daming kailan na ba? It was February, 'di ba? Talagang ang daming nagkaroon ng mga rally, nagkaroon ng Women's March, and then syempre yun pa rin ang topic. It's about President Trump. Ang dami na nangyari in span of a month, 2 months after na siya maupo bilang presidente.
I know, that's true. So it's like wala pang nangyayari, di ba?
Wala din pa naman na nangyayari na implement fully kasi ang daming blockage. So alright, so let's just wait and see kung kaya nga yun nga maganda yung sinabi mo, attorney, na huwag matakot, laban lang, and then know your rights, and then ask for legal advice if you can.
Yeah. And naman sa New York naman, they're very much into unauthorized practice of law din. They are, I think, what I've seen is that they're going to put together parang consumer bill of rights to protect yung mga consumers. Yeah. Kasi maraming mga, syempre, people who are taking advantage of those who are fearful of what's gonna happen to them. Diba? Marami dito mga those who are staying here, wala silang mga papel, pero kayod
yes.
At nagpapadala ng mga pera
sa atin.
Sa kanilang mga pamilya sa atin para their kids could go to school. Marami dito mga caregivers na may mga anak ng mga doktor. At least that's the one good thing na nakikita, I mean product ng pawis ng mga magulang na nandito sa sa Amerika. At least they're providing a good future para sa kanilang mga anak.
Yes. Mabigyan ng magandang kinabukasan by supporting financially ang kanilang pag-aaral. And of course, syempre sa kahirapan, Kaya nga nagkaroon ng nag-risk magtrabaho at mawalay sa pamilya.
Kung makita lang nila yung paghihirap ng mga family members. They work dire-diretso, tapos merong isang araw lang na they're off.
Yeah.
And kung minsan isang buwan na tuloy-tuloy sila nagtatrabaho.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So parang dito nga sasabi nga nila, parang dito no time for relaxation kasi ang bilis ng pamumuhay, like sa atin sa Pilipinas, you can relax, parang hindi hindi nagmamadali, parang ganyan. Dito talagang time is gold, ika nga sabi nila.
That's true.
Sayang. Okay. So, anything more to add, Attorney, before we finally close the program? Upcoming, next week, we'll be having callers. We'll be having a caller from the Philippines na actually nagtanong siya, nagsulat siya nag-email siya sa iyo, but he will be joining us next episode. Si Martin para masagot na makapagtanong siya mismo personally sa iyo, Attorney.
Okay, yeah, that's true. So yung situation ni Martin is that he has to document yung number of years na nagstay dito yung kanyang US citizen spouse in order to be able to situate that her child, newborn child, is meets the requirement for a citizen report of birth abroad. So yun. We'll discuss that next week.
All right. So Abangan yan, ano? Next weekend, attorney, next week then, it will be a Holy Week, ano? Next week na.
Well, on Holy Thursday, I have a big hearing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. So,
sa Amerika, hindi masyadong na-observe yung
Tama. Yung Lenten
Parang
season.
sa atin, this is like the time when we are just excited to go home.
Yes.
Rest. Ganun ba? Be with family.
Yeah.
And at the same time, magkaroon ng religious, spiritual nurturing. Yung ganun.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, pag probinsya, usually pag ganito, sarado lahat ng mga establishments. Talagang ma-feel mo na it's the Lent, Lenten.
And I remember my mother, pag Palm Sunday, parang ang ganda-gandang tingnan, di ba? Yung mga palms or na binibless sa simbahan, di ba?
Yeah.
Tapos pag Friday na, parang we have to be quiet, hindi dapat tawa ng tawa.
Yeah, correct. Black Friday. And watch out also, yung sa V81 radio programming, we'll be playing Christian inspirational songs from Holy Thursday, Monday, Thursday, Black Friday, Good Friday, Black Saturday, and then Easter Sunday. So, para naman mga kababayan natin sa Pilipinas, can reflect and mapahinga muna tayo on the OPM side, So abangan nila yung ating special program then starting next week.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
Okay. So for those na gustong makibahagi sa ating program, or if you want to call attorney, or if you want to email attorney, or if you just simply listen, like the page of V81 Radio. Again, attorney, let's invite them to listen, and then how can they contact you? Paano ang email and everything?
Okay. Yes, please. Inaanyayahan ko kayo para magpadala kayo ng mga questions, kahit Tagalog, kahit English. Kung Bisaya man or Ilonggo, pa-translate natin kay Gio.
Pwede ba? May live translation tayo.
Kung Ilonggo.
Oo, kung Ilonggo pwede. Bisaya pwede din. Gamay lang, kadyot.
Oo. Kung Ilocano ako.
Ay, kung Ilocano, ayan. Speaking of Ilocano, I was with Ilocano friends last week, dito sa Bay Area. Oo, mga kababayan natin, mga Ilocano. So,
okay.
Yeah.
When people come to me, tapos I could sense yung Ilocano.
Talaga? Uh-huh.
Intonation.
Sabi
ko, tatanungin ko, Ilocano ho ba kayo?
So, intonation.
And then they start talking Ilocano.
Ilocano.
It's really nice. It's a nice feeling to just be able to speak yung dialect, di ba?
Yeah. So, meron palang malalaman mo, attorney, if pag nagtagalog siya, merong tone or something, intonation ng Ilocano? Is that what you're saying?
I could sense it.
Oh, okay. May sensor.
You could smell ang Ilocano.
Well, kasi yung Ilonggo, ganun, pareho din tayo kasi pag nag-deliver ng Tagalog, minsan yung Ilonggo talaga na pure na Ilonggo, malalaman mo kasi, di ba, Ilonggo medyo malambing and then may tono. So, it's either Bisaya or Ilonggo siya pag nagtagalog. So, siguro pa we have the same may mga sensors tayo.
Oh, yeah.
Ayan.
That's true. Yeah.
All right. So invite our Ilonggo, Bisaya, Ilocano, Kapampangan, Chabacano, ano pa bang mga natin sa Pilipinas?
Meron akong Kapampangan na assistant.
Oo, ay magaling yan magluto ang mga Kapampangan, di ba?
Yeah. So, yes, please feel free to send your questions sa aming sa aming email address, which is questions@madridcrossed.com. So, and of course to V81 Radio rin, no? Send in your questions. Or if you feel like calling our office, just feel free to call at 888-466-4478. And I'd be more than happy to answer your questions.
Yun. Okay, so tomorrow, kasi Saturday ngayon, so tomorrow is Palm Sunday, right? Tama ba?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll be spending my Palm Sunday driving to prison.
Oh, that's ilang hours ngayon, attorney? 7? Is it 7 hours? 6.
It's like 14 hours plus another 2 or 3 hours to be with the detainee.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God, that's 17 hours.
Oh, wow. So, ganun talaga ang trabaho ng mga pag kailangan na ng pag tinawag na sa yung serbisyo, call of duty.
Call of duty.
Sa ngalan ng public service. Parang ganun. Mm-hmm.
That's true. I mean, because I'm the type of person who wants to make sure na walang napapabayaan.
Correct. And syempre tulong, yan ang pinaka sino pa ba magtutulungan, right?
Kababayan.
Oo, correct. All right, so I hope you did enjoy our program, Saturday program nito, no? We'll do it again next Saturday. Going to be a Black Saturday, Kaya nga, katulad sabi ni attorney dito sa Amerika, medyo hindi siya masyadong napapractice nga yung kasi different religion, But we'll have a program on Saturday. That's Black Saturday sa Amerika. So magiging Sunday na yan ng Easter, sa Pilipinas. Alright, so again, maraming salamat po for V81 Radio. Ako po si Papa Gio.
And for the Madrid Cross Group, this is Attorney Maricar Madrid Cross. And if it's Saturday, it's U.S. Visa Law News and FAQs. And tandaan, our inspiration is your success.
Kung kailangan mo ng maaasahan, may tatag na matatakbuhan. Ang pangarap ay may katuparan, ikaw ay paglilingkuran. Madrid Cross ay may payong kailangan, nang ang Amerika ay mapuntahan. Abogadang kay daling lapitan, abot kamay sino ka man. Madrid Cross ang siyang susi sa pangarap, pagtulong laging naan sa lahat. Madrid Cross ang siyang liwanag ng bukas, may pag-asang pagkaganap. Madrid Cross ang siyang tungkol sa problema, Madrid Cross ay subukan talaga. Gawing tulay ang batas sa pag-asa, si Madrid Cross ang konsulta. Madrid Cross ay may payong kailangan, nang ang Amerika ay mapuntahan. Abogadang kay daling lapitan, abot kamay sino ka man. Ang Madrid Cross, tulay sa pag-asa sa Amerika.
U.S. Visa Law, News, and FAQs is produced by V81 Radio and Transsource Media in cooperation with the Madrid Cross Law Group.